The only chance I've got of staying alive is to stay dead. Find out who wants to kill me. And why.
Don't hang around under the lights.
Look, they've had enough cracks at killing me. I may just as well give them one on our terms. All right.
What are you waiting for?
You, Quentin. The result you promised.
Next time round, perhaps.
More money.
Double. And then add some. Danger money. They're not running anymore, they're looking for me. They were too easy to find. It was a stakeout on ground they chose carefully, using Burnett for bait.
His usual approach. The direct one. What about Crow? What will he do?
One of two things. Another stakeout, or he'll come straight after me, using his thieves and the grapevine.
Let him find you.
That's real good news. And where do I post the suicide note?
Just leave the trail. Then telephone. I'll do the rest.
He finally arrived, and only 2 days late. I waited, light in the window, champagne.
When all I really need is a first aid kit. Come on, Lou.
Who's this?
Lou Burnett. Sue Harrington.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, love. Your place was the nearest.
Oh, thank you very much. Is he one of your thieves?
Only
Well,
occasionally.
I'm not in the insurance business anymore.
The way he looks, you should be.
It's temporary. Is there a jug of whiskey in the house?
Oh, he's borrowed your ownership complex as well. Look, you. The London Clinic's just up the road, and there's a pub round the corner from you.
Good enough, Crow.
Oh, come on, sit down. I'll get you a drink. With no sympathy. I was expecting candlelight and wine, and it turns into a casualty ward. I believe you know where to find things, Mr. Crow.
Unless you've been spring cleaning again.
Does he live here?
Sometimes. When he feels like it. Don't you know?
No.
I'm one of Alan Crow's trapline of patient ladies. It's a mixture of a sudden weekend or a month in the sun, with the long disappearances in between.
And what do you do for a living?
I loaf, Ducky, on Daddy's money, with a certain elegance, I hope you'll agree.
All right.
Alan could loaf too, if he wanted.
With or without marriage?
Oh, don't be provincial. And sit down.
When I'm ready.
Very Humphrey Bogart.
Do you want London your nice furniture?
How are you?
Occupied. Thanks for this.
Never said thank you before.
You know, Quentin wasn't kidding. That's a ricochet, and he was using Magnum bullets.
Oh, let me do that. Don't worry. I saw MASH 4 times.
I told you the idea of a stakeout was
I
stupid.
believe you. Who's bleeding?
So now we do it my way. We find Quentin now.
Can I make up the spare room?
Yes?
Oh, well.
Thank you.
Who are you?
Corpse, target, dead man walking.
What are you and Alan doing?
Well, looking. Just looking. Quentin, you say? Aussie.
New Zealander.
Banjo accent, anyway.
Medium-built fella. Bit fast with his hands.
That fits.
Likes using them. Guess his dinky's out of it. Sounds like the bloke Rubber Henry had to bother with, right, Turtle?
Right. He overdid it. I mean, you know how broad-minded Henry is. Even about that.
Especially about that. He invented rough trade.
We put the word out on Quentin. Let you know. What'd you do, swim the channel for it? There you are, Mr. Crow. You're veritable Napoleon. None of that whiskery Cyprus stuff.
We've missed you, Mr. Crow.
Bloke got your job as an ex-copper. Feet cover half this bar.
You know ex-coppers. Never really leave the force. And they chat.
Not like you, Mr. Crow. You were lovely and quiet. Load of borrowed commodities and you put the deal through in dead silence. Thieves were happy, so was the insurance company. Smiles all round.
Not in that line of business anymore.
What are you doing?
Looking for Quentin. Anything you hear, there'll be money in it.
Not necessary, Mr. Crow. You've done us favours before.
And we might need one again. Soon.
I'll ring you here.
This Quentin business. Personal.
Fairly.
Oh, dearie me. I wouldn't want his horoscope.
You always call him Crow. Never Alan.
Suits him better.
Less human, you mean? More like you?
I wouldn't know.
He was making a lot of money. Feeling guilty about it.
He said it was hypocritical.
Just wanted a clear cut. Is what you're doing clear cut? Or is it money?
Money isn't everything.
Nor is killing people.
It depends on the reasons.
And you decide that?
Not all the time. Sometimes it's decided for you. And all that's left is to react as best you can.
Burnett, or whatever your name is. I listen to you and I look at you. And I can see what Alan will be like in a few years' time if he's not careful. And I don't want that. Because then somebody might want to kill him the same way as they want to kill you. I see the two of you together. And I'm frightened.
This is Quentin checking in. I've been making the tour for 2 days. If I wanted to be any more obvious, I'd have to wear a neon sign. I've got the airline ticket and now I'll wave it about. I hope you know what you're doing.
Are you always as impatient as this?
Most of the time.
Well, read a book, watch the television. Meditate even.
Eddie Malone or the Turtle, please. If you want to know who's calling, ask them afterwards. Just get 'em.
Not really a very good influence on his manners either.
Turtle? Mm-hmm. Are you sure? That was fast. No, not on the phone. We'll come over. They found him.
Just like that. It's too easy.
They're good at finding people. Let's get over there.
Will you be coming back? Or can I rent the room to somebody else?
I'll send roses. Make up for it later. He's working with me.
Yeah, well, he looks rough enough, I'll say that for him. No offense.
Professional compliment, really.
Alan, what about Quentin?
He was on the full tour.
Yeah, some very dodgy places. Waving money like he was printing it.
We found him at the Two Triangles Club.
Well, you can make all the points you want. Price ain't obvious.
It's the obvious bit that worries me. He was drinking coloured soda water and kidding on he was Scotch mist. Left some money for Rubber Henry, then started flashing tickets about.
So flight number and time.
Well, that's the one we'll take.
I'll check it first.
In...
If Quentin's not on it, we get off in a hurry. You don't fancy traveling with an explosive suitcase.
I'll see to that. Well, you should be able to. We've both done enough business with airport security.
You can relax. I did as I was told. So many people know my holiday plans, they think I'm touting for an airline. I'll mingle with the crowd. One clear shot in daylight is all Crow needs. Now, we should get a recorder that knew how to say bon voyage. Still weightless, strapped down.
Hello? Who? No. No, awfully sorry. Afraid you must have the wrong number. There's no one of that name here. Yes, Mr. Turtle. If and when I meet anyone called Alan Crow, I'll be sure to tell him you called.
Would you please fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen? There is no cause for alarm. We have been ordered to make an unscheduled landing. I repeat, there is no cause for alarm.
Fish beds. It's NATO jargon from Big 21s. Not new, but effective. Close and classical. 7, 11, 3 o'clock. No wonder the captain didn't argue.
When the aircraft lands, will all passengers kindly remain seated? There is no cause for alarm, but passengers must remain seated.
And I walked right at it. You don't know me. You've never seen me. And don't use that to kill Quentin. We're still here. We're landing where I think we're landing. The only lever we've got is one crooked politician. His name's Milcek. The bank account's in Liechtenstein. Use it.
Kindly remain seated, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure the delay will be as short as possible.
This is one country you should never have revisited, Mr. Burnett.
It wasn't my idea.
We can, of course, dispense with the formality of believing you are dead. Whatever they might believe in your own corrupt country, and for whatever reason you are maintaining this pretense.
I didn't realize I was so important. I suppose the charge up with the usual rubbish. Enemy of the state, counter-revolution. Lieutenant, not to make a habit of that.
Grotson will make a habit of anything he pleases. This is not a foolish British prison.
Oh, there's foolish rules of evidence.
Burnett, you are guilty simply by being the man you are. You ran a contract in this country once.
Yeah. Because the clowns at your Ministry of Works didn't know enough about specialist foundations. I ran it, I got paid for it, and I left legally. Now what's the charge?
There might not be one. This will depend on you. Comrade Milcek, you are interrupting.
Minister's privilege,
This
Freeman.
is not your ministry. I run internal security.
What about publicity? International incident?
Not in this case, believe me. The man does not exist. There will be no one to complain.
I'll argue with your boss.
Hello, Milcek.
What's he doing here?
I don't think they've made up their minds yet.
Leave him, Grotson. There's time. There might be a number of charges.
If any concern my ministry, you will let me know. And remember, I have survived 30 years with efficient fools like you waiting for the chance to knock on my door late at night.
Don't become hopeful. There is good cause why Comrade Minister Milchek should be standing where you are standing. And you are going to provide the facts that shall put him there. You are going to provide these facts in detail.
I've got an offer for you, Crow. Wasn't my idea. I've just been told to make it. 25,000 in cash, paid where you like. Just lose your memory. Stay away from Burnett. Forget you ever saw him.
No, thanks.
I was hoping you'd say that. Just for my sake. I don't think you're as good as they reckon you are.
I trust you're enjoying your stay with us, Mr. Burnett.
I'd like it better with some blankets and something to eat and drink.
Are you interested in politics, Mr. Burnett?
Not much. I prefer things that work.
Good, a practical man. You've not been shouting indignantly for the British consul.
I've been in a police state prison before. They make the rules. The fact that I've got a dark blue passport isn't going to change that. Nor some junior attaché growing his first moustache.
Especially if the passport was issued to a dead man. You have no identity. You don't exist. You can live or die here as I wish.
God in a baggy suit.
Exactly. But also practical. I have not the same reasons to exterminate you as the person who told us you were on that plane. In fact, I have no reason. Unless you fail to cooperate. Now, we can achieve cooperation in two ways. I can give you to Grossen, who will enjoy it, or we can discuss.
Discuss what?
Comrade Minister Milchek. A criminal who should be deposed after being discredited.
And you go up on the world.
That's irrelevant. Milchek is that worst obstacle to all parties. One of the old guard with influence who has gone soft. His day is over, he knows it. And he has provided for it. With crimes against the state.
You look pretty much in control to me.
Bluster. The loud voice, the newsreel manner. You know it.
Slightly.
More than slightly. I will name the crimes. In return for his signature authorizing 18 months of contract excesses, you paid, or Burnett Construction Company paid, £50,000 into a foreign bank account nominated by Comrade Milchek. All I want from you are names, dates, numbers, and amounts.
Or a denial?
You wouldn't be so foolish.
Foolish? If I paid Milchek, then I'm as guilty as he is.
Theoretically.
So I pay the same price, right?
It will depend on the way your case is presented. Your cooperation.
And your promises. Yeah, that's a chance I'm not prepared to take. No, if you want to hang me, not your own rope. No deal.
Come on, where are you?
Quentin,
Who else were you expecting?
you could have reported in by telephone. What do you want?
One answer to a proposition. One last job. Burnett's dead for good now, a bullet mark on a wall. Nobody gets out where he's gone.
I share your confidence in that.
But Crow's still left. You offered him $25,000 to lose his memory. I'll lose it for him, with a funeral. Cut rate. Cost you $5,000.
Why the generosity?
It's personal. He's ex-mercenary. I still make a living at it. The living depends on reputation. I'm better than Crow. I can prove it.
5,000.
I've got a few people coming round. This was safest.
So I make a discreet exit?
Yes.
No. Think I'll stay.
I'd rather you didn't.
Then meet your few friends in someone else's flat. How did you get it?
That door's too easy, lady. Locks these days. They're a scandal.
And he was hanging about. Dig careful. So we asked him in.
You're lucky he didn't argue.
He said he's a friend of yours.
He is. Dutchman?
Hello, Major.
I'm not a major anymore.
Mr. Crow isn't a lot of things anymore.
This better hadn't take too long. Afterwards, forget the telephone number and the address.
We forget everything.
We've got this double van load of pussies.
Assorted rodents. All high quality, 200 grand's worth.
The fur company insurance ought to be worth 10%, but the bloke who took your job won't wear it.
And besides that, he shopped us to his friends in a big helmets.
Nothing's for free. A favor's a favor. Okay, who?
Atlantic.
And what do? Steal furs as well?
No. I get people out of countries that don't want them to leave.
Mr. Carson, please. Harry, Alan Crow. Look, yes, I'm fine, thanks. Look, I'm in a hurry. Do you still write the policies for Atlantic Fur? Good. Yes, I heard. £200,000. Mm-hmm. Is it worth 20,000 to get them back? Yes, you'd snap my hand off. And I hear the new boy won't deal. Pull him off it. The furs are all in a garage in one piece. They're evidence. Somebody uses petrol and a match. No evidence. All you've got is 200,000 quid's worth of ashes and a claim to meet him for. Oh, yes. They'd do it. They've been shopped. Good. Fine, thanks, Harry. No favor. Any time.
That last bit was psychic, Mr. Crow.
We'll make an honest villain of you yet.
Talk to him. Now it's square and I'm busy.
And what's your commission on that? Out of 20,000?
Nothing.
Interesting. I hope you can afford me.
1,500 cash. Post-dated check for another 15. 2,000 bonus. If it works.
If what works?
A sort of reverse kidnapping.
Just one thing, Major. I run it. Understood?
You're the specialist.
Your French has an accent, so we'll start in Brussels. We'll get everything there, clothes, trinkets, etc. I've got party cards and crossing papers. Guns we'll find at the other end, paid for and left, but no people.
Transport?
Only when we're out. Inside, we steal it. Where's the lift from?
Security headquarters.
Oh, forget it. I've had 3 men killed trying to get people out of there who could walk the streets. End up dead, Major.
Not with the lever I've got.
And what's that?
A man called Milchek.
Minister. On his way out.
That's the lever.
Where was it the first time?
Algiers on the inside, when his friends offered 20 million to lift Chombe.
We both walked away then. Turned it down.
I can't walk away from this one.
Compromise. Forget the bonus. I'll get you in, then I'll work second. But if I have to run, I will. Know that.
That's fair enough.
Plane leaves in 2 hours.
I've been with you at Henley, Ascot, hell, even the Queen Charlotte's ball. You had the right dress, right accent, right background, good service record, prosperous career in insurance. And still, you always looked and watched and moved. Just a little differently.
Well, you don't bring my sort of work home in a briefcase.
I've got money, more than enough for both of us. But that isn't the point, is it?
No.
Any more than I am.
Good morning, Mr. Burnett. You spent a pleasant weekend, I hope? Did you? That was foolish. Not at all practical.
Oh, yes, it was. It's one of the memories I'll need when I'm not on my feet anymore.
Wait till Grotson's on his. He was vain of being thought pretty by the thick-legged village girls.
Grotson, working me over is inevitable. You know it and I know
You can give evidence just as well from a stretcher.
Well, I've nothing to lose then. I can sing my head off, I'll still die or rot here.
Why protect Milchek?
I'm protecting myself.
The hard way.
No way in here, friend. None at all.
I didn't think there would be, except through the front gate. Let's go and see Milchek.
You think we can get through his security?
It's a case of having to.
The word got about, Turtle. You put the finger on me for Alan Crowe. I could get very annoyed about that.
Yeah, I know you could. And I wouldn't blame you, except you didn't make it very difficult.
I could now, for you. And I hear there's a shortage of hospital beds.
We don't want to add to that. Not with all the hernia operations and everything.
That's right. So tell me where I can find Alan Crowe.
I'm afraid my professional ethics wouldn't allow me to do that, Mr. Quentin.
Now I am getting annoyed.
Plastic surgery type annoyed? Look, I'm little and a bit fat because of my medicine for my nerves. And my nerves are because I'm little and a bit fat. I'm a natural-born coward as well. That's why Razor Eddie and myself are colleagues. I don't think you can put the frighteners on me, Mr. Quentin. Much as you're very capable of putting the frighteners on people. I mean, no reflection there.
All right, Turtle. Worth a try with the heavy stuff. But you're a businessman, eh?
I like to think so. So if I could have stuck to food at approved school instead of going over the wall, I might have gone into accountancy.
Then let's talk money for where I can find Crowe.
How much money?
5,000.
That's real wages. You must be quite anxious to find Mr. Crowe.
I am.
Use some money to buy a bloodhound. It's Razor Eddie now.
The guards are holding 2 men outside. Belgians. One of them said to show you this number.
Sign them in, Anna.
Be careful.
Always. Yes?
Privately.
My secretary does not understand English or French.
Not much. She was an interpreter with the UN before they pulled her back as unreliable. And she's not your secretary, she's your mistress.
Confident. Insolent even. Frengel sent you.
If Frengel knew that number, there'd be no need to send anybody. He'd be here himself.
The woman.
Please, Anna. This won't take long.
Remember, you promised.
What do you want?
Lou Burnett out of jail.
What if I said that number has nothing to do with Burnett?
I'd call you a liar. That's a kickback from an American machine tool contract placed through Canada and Hong Kong.
CIA? Why should I help?
Because if Burnett goes down, you go down.
I know Burnett. He's a stubborn man. I think Fringle will kill him first.
If he does, then I'll talk to Fringle on neutral ground, with figures. One telephone call. Then you go down. Believe me.
Yes, I think I do believe you. I have 2 armed men downstairs. And I'm still listening. Talk.
We are here to lift 1 man. That makes it possible to lift 2. You are the other. The machine's there, papers, transport, organization, disappearance.
No Fringle watching every move you make. Spend the money you borrowed comfortably in a free country instead of standing state trial here in 1, 2, 3 years' time. Could you disappear on your own without the machine that we've got?
Probably not.
No, you couldn't. Nobody could.
2. Why not 3?
The woman? No. People run the pipeline, my people. The smaller the numbers, the smaller the risk. Their risk. Look at him, look at her. Old, young. Too obvious.
It's his business. He knows it.
Well, I'm not a sentimentalist. I can sign, and 1 other minister must sign a paper that will allow me 1 special and private interrogation of Burnett in the place I choose.
Then sign.
He'll be guarded.
That's our problem.
I had Fringle's job once. All the lives, the death warrants, balanced on the signature. Now I might be signing my own.
And Burnett's. And ours.
He will do that until you kill him, Grotzen. You must learn to recognize the breed. And I don't want him dead. Sooner or later, Milchek will come for him. Then I'll have them both. This man into your custody only under the strongest possible protest, Comrade Milchek.
That's expected. I'm surprised you accept the form without checking it.
With a presidium stamp and 2 signatures, I've seen them before.
And questioned them before.
Uselessly. I was expecting this. I shall, of course, require the time and transcript of your special interrogation.
Your superior will.
As you wish.
Then I can express my appreciation and surprise at your cooperation.
For the good of the state, comrade. Grotzen.
I won't need him. I have my own security.
I am entitled to retain transport custody.
After Frenkel, your friend will need this. The minister's security changes shifts any time now. I can keep them out of the way for 10 minutes, no more. Remind him I did my part in this.
I'll remind him. Taking their time?
It isn't like buying a pair of socks. It's allowed for. We'll take the short route. An hour and a half to the book. Uncuff him. I know him. His name is Grotzen. He's an insect. I will tread on him for you gladly. No. Oh, the squeamish English. Never the country occupied, never the full hatred.
Not when we're short of time.
This'll help for a couple of hours.
That was not too far to walk.
We got transport. Minister's car.
Whose idea was that?
Mine. A concern for your welfare.
And we've got clothes for you in the car.
On foot is safer. I still say that.
You're going to drive straight through?
Yes.
Simplest way is always the best.
Take Grotzen with us. We can use him.
No. Excess baggage.
We're going to wrap him around the spare tower.
Major?
Move him. You too, Minister. Come on, Lou.
Give me a minute, Crow. Let me work it out. I was in and out of this country for a year. Have we got the key to the handcuffs?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Listen. Let Milchek load the car.
And if the pig suffocates, it's still too easy for him.
Why should Burnett bring him in the first place? I will arrange this. It must look right. I will travel in the back. And you with me. You will drive. Burnett in the front also, on the floor, till he can change his clothes.
The back would be easier for that.
The front.
It's your car.
Car, quickly.
I saw nothing, heard nothing. And when I came back, there was nobody.
You and I have been smiling politely at each other at all the foolish official functions for years. And all that time, your dossier has been in my office, marked no action. With Milchek gone, you'll need friends.
The minister has been abducted. He may be killed.
And I, a patriot in good standing? No. Anna, where are they going to cross the border?
How can I know?
Milchek was going to send for you, wasn't he? He promised.
Comrade Minister Milchek has never expressed and will never express any intention to defect.
Not defect. Disappear. Where do you keep your jewelry? Open it. Go on. Now, where do they cross the border? Ring the airfield. I want a helicopter waiting. Arrest her.
How far to the border, Dutchman?
3 kilometers. A straight stretch after the next bend.
Crow, stop here. Jam the front wheels in.
Now what?
We shuffle the seating.
Milchek. He plays safe. How long on foot?
20 minutes. About half an hour for you. There's a gap near the watchtower, about 50 yards from the border post.
This is stupid. We can drive straight through. You can if you like. We're walking. Get Grotzen. Prison has affected your judgment, friend. It's given me a nasty mind. Put him in the driver's seat. Handcuff him to the wheel high up. Okay. It's a big, strong lad, but it'll take him a good half hour to pull that wheel around.
If he reaches that key, he could be at the border before we are.
Mightn't be a bad idea, huh? Which way?
There, waiting for dark.
Gap in the wires over there. We provided a girlfriend for one of the guards.
What about that helicopter?
Sonny must have made a phone call, huh?
Yeah. What do we do now?
We wait for Grotzen. Check the briefcase. There'll be money and a gun.
What was supposed to happen?
I helped Milchek import that car. I know the bulletproofing on it. It's safe at the back, but not the front. Play it two ways. If we drive up and there's no trouble, all well and good. Milchek's in the clear. If they're waiting for us, they'll use a machine gun and butcher anybody in the front. You're dead, and I'm dead. No evidence against anybody. Milchek's seating plan. Then he takes the gun out of the briefcase, shoots the Dutchman, and claims he was abducted. Right?
Why not? It was a necessary insurance.
How else do you think I live so long? Burnett would have done the same. Wouldn't you? Yes, perhaps. Once upon a time. What the hell's happened to Grotson? Where is he?
Now!
You first, Dutchman. Take the briefcase. Go on, Lou. I'll cover. You can take your chance.
Just making a noise. We're safe now.
You did well. 2 hours over country like that.
Wasn't keen on my last lodgings.
What about him? Do we send him back?
No.
He didn't keep his end of the deal.
He kept part of it. Charge him for the rest. He's got a briefcase full of money.
Always the businessman.
That's right, Milchek. A price on everything. And everybody. Wonder who's paying mine.